Ladies and gentlemen, and everybody who doesn't fit that spread, welcome back to the Long and Thick podcast, where we help you navigate the noise and cut through the bullshit in the health and wellness space. This is a special time. For those of you who don't know, for the first time in what month are we? 5. So a year and
5 months.
5 months we've been recording the podcast.
Yeah.
What you don't know is that we had a 28-minute limit on our filming.
Yeah. Self-imposed. Like it's 29 minutes and 59 seconds on one of the cameras.
Right.
So we, up to this very point, have split our episodes in half every single time.
Every single time the timer's ripping. Today, however, if we feel more free to you, it's because the timer is gone.
Yeah. We're not bound by its laws, or at least the camera's law to like.
Now we're the fucking law.
Yeah. We're the law, baby.
Daniel, how are you?
Fan-freaking-tastic. A little tired. This is like setting all this up and making sure all this new stuff works. Is a little unnerving, but it's an exciting new time. So just got to get the reps in.
Yep,
but
we're doing it.
Things are great. We're on the cusp of Memorial Day. We've had not the nicest weather lately. Hosted a little Memorial Day ruck this morning with 6 other people. It was sick, bright and early, kind of soggy. It was
raining at that point.
It was chill for the first half, first 2/3, and then we were making our way back toward the parking area, and it got us a little bit, but it was still nice. It was pleasant, beautiful people, so can't complain. How's your morning going?
Good. I'm eagerly awaiting more beans. Have you beaned up on this day?
I have not. I went. I got a poor night's sleep.
Just straight into the fucking. You slept in the.
I had a
rucksack.
long day yesterday, a poor night's sleep, an early day, knowing it was going to be a ruck on top of it, and then setting this up. So I went full bore. I went Form Energy, and then another bit of cold brew after that. Once I got home, and
a cold brew suppository. Just Preparation C.
What beans are inbound, or you have new beans already?
I don't have shit. I have not had beans in my house for, I don't know, a week and a half. Every time I know. I mean, I just go get coffee somewhere, but I have to get something some way, somehow today.
Do they have a cot in the back for you in Crema?
They should at this point. We talked about getting a little like bell or neon sign or something I could park and then just
Ronnie inbound.
Arriving. Yeah.
You just do your own little on-air recording sign like Ronnie has arrived.
Yeah, get ready. He's coming in.
Or like a bat phone or something.
I would like that. I'd be down line. For that. It would be like giraffe spotted and yeah.
Yeah, I think you've earned it. At this point.
Yeah, I agree. Otherwise, everything's good, man. I'm sleepy with you. You know, It's that kind of weather. I feel like Nashville's been odd in that it's like, get ready for the fucking monsoon. Don't get me wrong. I'm happy about this, but it just has been like downpour for 10 seconds and then sunshine and like gorgeous rainbows and whatever.
Sure.
And then it turns whatever else it's doing. So that's weird and fine. What are we getting into today?
We are going to talk about kind of an unfortunate manifestation of post our generation and then into the generations currently and then beyond. It seems like a really exciting time in information and technology, but it really does seem, especially in modern day conversation, these little hiccups amongst critical thinking or talking about different career points, we are losing the ability to learn. And people are like, no, you can learn anything. Sure, you can. Yeah. But the way you do that is starting to fall by the wayside, and we are allowing ourselves to be spoon-fed to smooth our little brains over. And critical thinking and the ability to argue constructively, it's going away. That's true. And we are becoming little just sauce-brained idiots at the ease of being able to look anything up and hope that our now entrusted large language masters are giving us the right intel.
Will steer us in the right direction.
Yeah. So it feels like we're actually losing the ability to learn and to advance our knowledge as a species, but also on a person to person level. What are your thoughts on that?
Well, speaking of learning, there is some good learning opportunity with PTU,
Absolutely.
who is today's episode sponsor.
Yeah. He is the sponsor of the Long and Thick podcast, Mr. Jason Coley at Personal Trainer U. So yeah, today's sponsor is PTU, Biomechanics Course 1.0 from Jason Coley at Personal Trainer U. If you have a client whose his movement keeps breaking down no matter what you try, this course is getting to change how you see that problem. Jason teaches personal trainers a complete system built around the human skeleton and the shape of your client's structure. How this one variable drives their hip mechanics, foot position, compensation patterns, and overhead range. One framework, everything connects, 9 modules. Full assessment and programming system built for trainers who want to stop guessing and start understanding what is actually happening in their client's body. And you can use code LONGTHICK15 at checkout for 15% off. And we will have a link in the show notes, both Spotify and YouTube if you're watching along. So big thanks to Jason. We're really, really excited about that. But yeah, tell me about learning beyond that.
Yeah, I mean, I think that that's a great parallel between what you described with the spoon-fed way that our modern conveniences, good save,
I love that,
have helped us in a lot of ways. Tech, I think, has been demonized a lot and is to blame simultaneously for a lot of these shortcomings, and we have to learn how to get a better grasp on this stuff. Mm-hmm. I will say something like Jason's course is a great counter to this because there's so much interaction, mm-hmm. and there is going to be a lot of the things that we discuss in the episode that you'll experience if that does fit something that you're looking for professionally. There's going to be a lot of challenge, and currently, it feels as though people are more and more challenge averse. We have so much luxury in now most people have a subscription to some form of an AI bot that they're using to do anything and everything for them. I've seen, maybe this is staged, I don't know, but I don't think that this is that far off from happening in our regular day-to-day lives. People video chat, or whoever the fuck they're talking to that day, and ask like, what should I order? What should I get from the cafe today? Imagine losing so much of yourself, like you disconnect from the ability to even think about what you want. Mm-hmm. What's the optimized choice? What the fuck are you talking about?
Just get whatever you want.
Yeah. Unless you're going to shit your brains out from the milk, like there you go. Sure. Don't get milk, get oat, almond, soy, fucking pistachio, whatever. Like, it
is interesting because I come from my own experience where if you let a couple life circumstances start to compound and get away from you, you lose your instincts a little bit. You lose the trust in yourself, and you might internally take too long to make the choices, but they're still your choices.
Right.
So I will fully acknowledge that, yes, life circumstances, stress, traumas, that can kind of gum up the system innately on a natural human mental level.
Right.
But to your point, we are completely taking it out, giving it to someone else, and just be like, please save me. Yeah. And we're not even trying to think for ourselves. And that's a scary proposition.
It is scary. And the other piece of it is that I think it fuels this avoidance of conflict with information or with other people. Absolutely. That's something that you said I didn't even think about when prepping the ideas around the episode is like, fuck, people are more and more combative and polarized politically, emotionally, all of the things. And I think the bias that a chatbot gives you in particular, as that is the biggest thing that's fueling a lot of this, outside of just like tech utilization. It's really the interaction with any kind of AI, LM that is like just not helping in the zoom out. Seeing a lot of the challenges with students. I saw some videos recently about, there was like a coalition started by some teachers that were talking about how the fuck do we keep teaching? Like the kids are more and more emotionally dysregulated. They have zero interest in engaging with anything that's,
Not a screen.
part of the curriculum. Yeah. And granted, school systems have, something to be desired still, given the like Henry Ford model of teach your kid 8 to fucking 3 o'clock. They line up in the assembly line and go from class to class. But having the screens in their lives and computers as part of their work is
it's tough.
It's fucking spooky. Yeah, I don't even see it.
We're looking at kind of a parabolic rise of this problem because I mean, when the advent of the calculator came out, I was like, oh, well, that I'm sure in some small way, people are like, oh, that's like you're neutering yourself by being able to do all this freehand. And then that was kind of in, and then you had graphing calculators, things that could do more like calculus and trigonometry and advanced algebra. And oh, this is great. And they probably had the next thing, but this is just the next iteration of that, which is just so out of control because it's not even, you don't even have to input anything. You can just talk in your phone and be like, hey, do this proof for me, do this equation for me. And that's it.
Yeah.
And what's crazier still is now where you're closing the gap on you being able to critically think through something and develop something, even just by your own hand, even if you typed it, but being that so much curriculum is now online, you don't have to do anything.
Yeah.
You have this thing, spit this out, which again, in copy and mathematics, I mean, it's pretty infallible. And for the most part, and just copy and paste it, move it over, you're done.
Right.
But you as a person are not getting anything out of that.
Right.
You are learning how to solve a problem, but not the problem. You're ultimately useless.
Right.
And we are now breeding more and more useless, less critically thinking people.
Yep.
And that's a tough thing. I mean, it's great for anyone at the top of the consumerist chain.
Totally.
Huge. I don't want to get too conspiratorial about that, but I mean,
I know
it's tough. And this is just basically kind of an open prompt to anybody. It's like, listen, we know timeline's a shit show. We know things are more expensive and harder than they've ever been. Certain conveniences look really alluring because you're seeming like you're freeing up your bandwidth just to get ahead in the world. I get it.
Yeah.
Totally get it.
Yeah. And we use them.
Sure.
Right.
But you hopefully are someone who at least has learned up to this point and probably know better. But we're talking about the people that do not know better and their baseline is starting with this paradigm.
Yeah.
And like you said, we're fucked.
Yeah.
Like actually.
Yeah. We don't mean
you
to
said
be,
that before we actually started filming, but we were going back and forth on how to talk about this. It's like, do we just call it? Are we fucked? I'm like, well, it can't be that pointed. It's too ambiguous, but it is true. Like,
yeah, dude. I mean, it's crazy thinking about the difference growing up. Granted, we can't know what it's like to experience having a smartphone when you're fucking 4 years old. Like, I know that parents are pretty, I hope, good, at least ones that I've interacted with, about trying to set boundaries around these types of things. We see a lot of crazy behavior shifts when the iPad is introduced. So they only get it on a plane because, that's when they're just like locked in. You take it away, all of a sudden fucking tantrums and all the things. Like, that stuff is going to happen more and more and more. We've talked about this in terms of plenty of other versions of episodes and regulation and just the ability to get past that stuff and grow. And I think it's going to get harder and harder because things are more presented and convenient for you in the, time leading up to that. So I don't want to focus on too much of the shittiness of things. We are going to get to how we fix this eventually. But on a brighter note, and we'll frame it as such, let's talk about the potency and power of boredom.
Sure.
And some of even what you've experienced in your life when you feel like you're embracing just allowing yourself to be bored.
I struggle with that. I'm the type of person that I don't like to be idle for too long. That's kind of a personal thing. It's probably a bad internal baseline philosophy core directive, but there is something very valuable about boredom because it allows you to open pathways in your brain and your imagination not otherwise accessed. And that's how you as a person can develop intellectually, emotionally, professionally even. But I think most people now, I mean, again, it's very, very inundated with so much pressure and stakes, feeling with, oh, do I have enough money to eventually retire? Is my job going to be eaten up by AI?
Yeah.
All of that. But you need to be able to let some of the noise and the frenzy come down and allow your brain to figure its own stuff out and access your subconscious. And I've not been the best lately, but that's why I started getting into meditation, because you do change. Like when, for me, with all this moving around, all this stress, you just kind of, I feel like it was like a furrow-browed thing. There's just this tension that's always here because you're trying to manage everything, think you have everything done, make sure you have your to-do list set, make sure your schedule. And I think everyone's starting to pile up more and more. And that just that constant, just like tension here. And then that's what was the biggest thing about writing, 2, meditation, is when I was done with that, I was like, oh, like this feels lighter.
Got the unibrow waxed.
Yeah. So I was like, So, and I think of it, I don't let myself, as much as I probably should, sit in boredom, but that's like shower time for me.
Sure.
It's just like, that's like this open, just vacuum of nothingness. And I generally don't have to think about too much. And then that's where random things come up, like random ideas that I probably shouldn't be side questing. We're like, oh, but you don't get to think about that.
Sure.
And that could be a destiny altering event. You just don't know.
Yeah. I think, I was having a conversation with somebody yesterday about meditation, actually. And one of the maybe misnomers or misunderstandings in my perspective when people are referring to and talking about meditation. And I think the practice is really about the potency of observing something. People usually have this idea of like sitting on top of the mountain, the snow leopard's fucking sitting with you, and you're both like, oh, well, you want just like floating, and everything is quiet, and there's nothing happening. There's no activity in your brain. There's nothing. And that, I think that's actually very, very far from what you can exercise via meditating. And the example that I gave yesterday was talking about how you need to be able to focus on just observing one thing. So if it is your brow tension, or if it is the bird chirp that's, you stop trying to take in all the information. I think that's what's so cool about the shower thoughts. So this is a thing that many people can relate to, right? It's like, oh, I have the crazy ideas in the shower, or like super fucking late at night. Anytime that you're not being occupied by slams of information via screens, phones, like
TV,
noise, sound, like any kind of sensory experience that's going to make you go, holy shit. And it's crazy how nowadays you go to grab coffee, you're waiting at a red light for fucking 11 seconds. Let me check in between. What are you checking? It's not a knock.
You don't even know what. Yeah.
You don't know. It's a hunger for the same kind of dopamine hit, right? And you have to actively push against that.
Sure.
But part of what we're talking about with just embracing the boredom is like, next time you go to sit on the train, take 5 fucking minutes and just look out the window. If you want to grab your phone, don't.
Yeah.
Or look at someone, people watch, do something else where you're observing things.
Yep.
And just fucking fiddle around or draw even, or anything else that will get you to engage with not being distracted.
Sure.
I think has some really, really profound health benefits, and will show you more about yourself, right? Because it leads to, like you said, side quest. What the fuck did that thought have to do with anything? I don't know, but I'm curious about it now. I wonder, like the other day, actually, I was looking up into how like processors are made.
It's crazy.
I'm convinced there's a fucking alien tech. Maybe we talked about this.
Yeah.
But
well, because I mean, even the CPUs in like the 80s and such were like built to that degree of
it's insane.
Just tiny little just specificity.
Worlds.
Yeah.
It's like, you know what a plank is? So when you zoom into like the most small thing that we've ever observed, it's a Planck length. You can't go smaller than that.
Okay.
Basically, past that, I think the construct of time like does not exist, is my understanding. So this is the smallest measurable thing ever.
Okay.
And they're talking about how there's things being done on the chips that are arguably near like just above Planck length. I'm like, how the fuck is it? No. Like I don't even, I can't even comprehend the adjustment in size between what feels like a separate universe in a computer or whatever, and then zooming out and being the same thing between us and our surroundings and whatever. It's a fucking body slam the mic. It's just crazy. It's crazy to me. But anyway, all that to say, the thing that got me there was the curiosity about like, how the fuck does this little thing, what is that little diode? Why, if I flick that, does the whole thing suck? Well, silicone, like, and how does that work? It's like a bazillion layers of shit. I'm like, who thought of this?
Yeah. Well, because someone had freedom of thought to think about it and they were bored and they were
obsessed.
Yeah. They were obsessed. And we talked also about this off camera. It's like because we are allowing our brains to be completely packed to capacity with nonsense, noise, and anxiety, we are eroding our imagination.
Yeah.
Or what's worse is we are being so browbeat and kicked by the life circumstances that we can't even imagine the use of an imagination. Or the little daydream you have is you absconding from your life. Like, I wonder what it would be like to not feel like this, which I never want for anybody.
Right.
But it seems to be more and more common nowadays.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, I want people in the perfect world to be able to imagine things lightly and easily just for the sake of like, I wonder what that would be like.
Were you a super creative kid? Would you say like?
I think so.
Like pretty fantastical.
Yeah, rooted in a bit of just kind of neutral pessimism, cynicism. I was like, I always had that realism turned up of like, well, I can imagine all of these grandiose things, but like this is actually my station in life.
Interesting.
But for sure, I mean, my imagination can run pretty wild.
Yeah, I feel like anybody who exercises artistic expressions, which is not just music or painting, by the way, it could be, sciences and whatever, usually shares that they feel like, they have a lot of that deeper visual experience. And I remember just like imagining what it would be like if I could go into the mirror. Sometimes there was a mirror in my living room. And I had a crazy ass house. It's fucking haunted. But there was a mirror in this weird living room space. And I remember looking into it often and like changing the angle at which I would look at it and be like, wow, that other living room looks like way better than, I like that layout better. Like, how can I cross and be in there and whatever?
Well, it's odd too, because we seem to enjoy reflection more. So that's why there's settings on your phone. So like your selfie camera, often when people see exactly what they are, they're used to seeing a reflection of themselves. And because of the asymmetry in our faces, it's actually very jarring when we see it flip to the other side.
Open that shit up.
Yeah, and you're like, or certain photo apps, it'll automatically flip it for you. And then otherwise you're just like,
what the fuck?
That's me? So it's very interesting that our reality is often based on a reflection.
Yeah, that's true.
My imagination, I don't know why I went to like a more horror way, but my little little ick thought, like tickle the back of like my neck, is it would always be imagining what is in the mirror when you don't observe it.
Oh, that is spooky.
Right.
That could be actually a sick ass horror movie.
Right. And there's always like little playing things in current horror things too.
Sure.
But like basically having that just be the bit would be interesting.
Yeah. Yeah. And it like keeps evolving. Interesting. Yeah. I mean, there's some crazy ass, I forget who the other team was or individual. I don't remember. But I'm pretty sure they won the Nobel Prize for observing that electrons behave differently under observation than
sure.
when they don't.
Yeah.
Essentially, like, yes, your involvement with anything changes its material experience.
Mm-hmm.
If you're thinking about the apple on your counter, you could argue, I think this was actually proven too, that it changes the way that it's like behaving essentially.
Right. Yeah. The quantum nature of our reality is very screwy. And I mean, that's based on like Schrodinger, and they've done a lot of like photon, like the double slit experiment and how waves are on like it's.
Yeah. It's just is like, why the fuck? What was that?
Yeah.
Is something there? It's just a fucking little Yoda like flicking it away.
Well, talking about information and the absolute excess of it, but perhaps our ability not to retain it or earn it properly. Let's talk about false mastery.
Yeah. Yeah. So the Dunning-Kruger effect is something that everybody will have experienced in some way, shape, or form, and also particularly noticed when somebody else has embraced this effect. Essentially, it is when somebody is inflated in their feelings of superiority around a subject matter that they just recently, usually, learned something about that sounds like they know way more about the entirety of great ones like biomechanics, right? I was just watching a new page I started following. The guy is so fucking smart. I don't remember his name. You can tell when somebody's really intelligent. You're like, oh shit. You're like a fucking, there's not even a letter grade for you.
It's a guy.
Yeah.
You're the fucking guy.
And he's talking about how language matters so much and how so many people say things like, and coaches in particular, oh, that's just the biomechanics of this. And he's like, biomechanics is an entire ass field. It can relate to engineering and physics. It's not just how your shin is sitting relative to your knee. That's your shin sitting relative to your knee. That's not biomechanics. That is grossly undersold. So anyway, good example is using language that just doesn't, unless somebody can challenge you, which is also a very uncomfortable thing when they're like, interesting, tell me about that a little bit more. And you're like,
oh, it's just like,
fuck.
Yeah.
Like nutrition's a great one.
For sure.
Yeah.
That when you said biomechanics, that next one would be nutrition. And anything in the micronutrient needs spectrum, it is, ooh man. Yeah. It's a deep well.
Yep.
And the fresh water's only at the top.
That's right. That's very true. And yeah, it's a tragic thing, but it's sort of beautiful if you've done it. I think the first time I really like fell into that hole was actually with nutrition. And I forget who I was talking to who totally fucking flipped my ass down that well. And I was like, oh shit, I don't know anything. I need to really step back and reevaluate even talking about this, because I don't have a place to speak about this as if I can give advice.
Yeah. And it's also super tough because there's not a ton of actual lab validation on a lot of this stuff. And some of the models for daily values are so antiquated anyway. So it's the worst game of telephone, which that is a tough one, because sometimes in the academic world, we have a game of telephone. We have a horrible game of telephone in the actual human interaction world and social media and large language models and all that stuff. But we're still getting new data on how people deal with nutrition and longevity and what their needs are. It's wild. So it's just, we're going to get more confused than having more clarity, unfortunately, as this goes on. But it's the timeline that we're on, baby.
Yeah. So something to be aware of. If you feel like you're an arrogant prick after you've like learned that diapers were actually made from this fiber thing and whatever, and you always feel like you need to be the person to go, well, actually,
pedagogue style behavior and
the contrarian, you suck, you're hard to be around. If you're hearing this and you're like, actually,
that's it right there. That knee-jerk reaction.
I know, I was that person. I can, it's easy to do it. It's like, it makes you,
I'm the kid at the desk with like the veins bulging out of his neck that has to say something sometimes.
Actually. Yeah. So anyway, we have a little note too about screen apnea, but I feel like it is displaced from our entire, where we're going. So I do care much more about this, as do you, as is the point of our whole ass episode and podcast, is to try to provide some kind of help, at least best that we can. So a lot of shitty things that we talked about.
Sure.
It can be a Dunning-Kruger prick. It's hard to be bored. We get flooded and overloaded with information. What do we do now?
I would say suggesting, I mean, we're going to call it the golden era of AI, or what we're considering AI, but just large language model access. I would try your best not to just hand over the keys to that for all things. Like you said, what do I order here? And like, stop that. Like, you have your own tastes, retain them, trust your instincts, keep your phone in the car if you can't do work, or you don't have to do work over lunch. It's probably better that you don't. And that's the first one, is try to minimize the impression that large language models can put on your life. Sure, we can ask it anything. It can give us insight into anything. Well, if you're going to do that, you're no longer a person. You're just a person regurgitating what the screen just told you.
Right.
And that's tough for me because it's happening more and more in conversation. And yes, it has its place. It has its merit. But if I have to hear, 3 years ago, the word chat was influencer streaming Twitch speak of them addressing their audience,
right?
The chat at large.
Right.
Hey, chat, what should I do? Annoying. The 2x-fold version of annoying is, so I asked chat. Then that's what they're starting with. Right. As like, it's validating whatever they're about to say.
Yep.
It's like, come on, man. Read a book. Open up a book. And like, we're going to get to that. But it's tough. We're no longer people. We're just parroting some stuff that this thing cobbled together, which isn't even with creator. It's not actual synthesis.
Right.
It is predicting words.
Yes.
And it's not actual just taking information. It's doing better at synthesizing that stuff.
Sure.
But it cannot infer for you yet. That's the grand ruse. There's no inference.
Right.
It is not building new ideas. It is just cobbling everything it can find about a particular subject or prompt and like, here you go. And worse more, it's doing it to say it in a way that makes you happy.
Right. And
it will not really disagree with you. And if you're like, hey, you just fucked up, it's still going to agree with you.
Yeah. I couldn't stop thinking about this meme video that was like this guy sitting in the car and it's like, you're a deadbeat dad who just abandoned his family. And it's like chat going, whoa. You got to relax. You are not in the wrong here. You have no idea how hard it is. You should be proud. Like,
right.
Let's reframe. Oh, it's like, holy fuck. Anything that you want can be spun back to.
Sure. I was utilizing it for some clerical stuff and trying to take a bunch of like various files and data that I've compiled over a really long time. And I'm like, aggregate this for it, collate it all, put it into like, and it's like, cool, this is going to take me 3 hours.
Okay. See you.
I was like, but it shouldn't, it shouldn't like at all. And then it had me in like a loop for like a day. I'm like, why am I arguing with this broken, just haphazard piece of crap? Like stupid. So get back to reading and writing. That's what we're going to underpin this with. And I have not been the best. I've always read, but it's always been on my phone too. And having something tactile and getting thoughts out of my brain by writing, but also just reading something on the page. And I will tell you, you're going to feel like you brought up earlier from experience. I am absolutely admitting this, is when you're spun up on the web and you love all these inputs, it is going to feel uncomfortable just to sit there and do one thing. And like you feel it internally, much like the brow tension, like you're going to feel a fidget and your body's going to look for something. It's like micro withdrawals in a way. And you just have to get through it. It might take you a chapter or two. Your body will calm down. You will rest.
Eventually,
you will find a stride and a rhythm with actually just reading something. But I'm telling you, like, it's not, if you've not gotten into reading or haven't done it for a while, it's hard to get back into. And I'm telling you from experience, it's worth it, because when your mind quiets, you're like, oh man, this is actually very peaceful.
Yeah. That actually does circle back to the screen apnea, because reading will not cause you to do that the same way. Essentially, screen apnea is a compromised respiratory pattern. You're breathing very shallow, very shitty, half-ass breaths. It's a real thing. You can feel it like you just described. And when you hold paper, when you write, there's eye lateral movement that happens, especially when you're reading, you're touching something physical. It's a very different experience. And I think people don't appreciate how much every little stimulus is fueling the way that you engage with your entire world.
Sure.
I've worked with patients, clients, where part of their homework I've said, go and fucking brush your teeth with your left hand for the next 2 weeks.
Yeah. Just to open up a new neural pathway.
Yeah. So these things stack up. Like you can't avoid the impact of stuff on you. You can't. You get to choose what kind of impact you are allowing it to have relative to what the decision is. Right. So reading is a different impact than iPad reading or Audible and whatever. So yeah, get a fucking sick ass pen. I know you got some recommendations. And a gangster ass notebook. If you're in Nashville, Gift Horse, hit them up. They got some great stuff. And get physical with it instead of living in the digital version of it. Last piece is just regurgitating what you said, is the discomfort of going into that space. Sit with not knowing the answer.
Yeah.
You don't need to know who the actress was. It's fine.
Yeah.
You forgot.
Yeah.
Let it bother you.
Sure.
Keep churning against it. Fuck, what was her name? Hillary? No, it was fucking Vanessa. You're totally far off. Well, good. That little grinding grittiness that's happening is so potent for your intelligence.
Your neuroplasticity, all of that.
Yep. All of the problem solving. Like you will feel like a more robust minded, sharper person if you grind against the unknowing.
Yeah. And it is, again, this is all back to the convenience and the luxury of having any piece of information, sort of, we hope it's accurate, at your whim in milliseconds.
Yeah. And then you don't remember shit.
Right.
You don't have to.
Right. So it's fun to Google everything, and it's fun to chat GPT or Claude everything, but you are graying out your ability to think critically and learn new things and retain things properly. So yeah, reading more, writing more. Shout out to Jordan Cruz. So buddy of mine has been writing a manuscript for a book, and he's got it done, and he keeps sending me updated like PDFs of it. And I was like, dude, I don't want to do it this way, like straight up. And he's like, I'd peek through it. I'd go through like a chapter or two. I'm like, this is not how I want to do this. And I don't have a printer at the house. So I was like, do I just go and UPS store and print out like almost 200 pages? And then I saw him the other day, and he had like a whole manuscript printed out for me. I'm like, this is sick.
Fuck yeah.
And for me, it was just a really, really nice gesture. For him, I'm sure he wants the feedback, which is super cool.
Right.
But for me, I was like, man, one, this is sick because I just want to see his work, but I want to see and feel his work in my hands and be able to rifle through it that way and not just be like,
look at stuff, fucking underline.
Yeah, or see little things come in. Like, I'm not gonna be able to focus on that. I'm like, again, my brain's gonna be reaching for the poison. Like, oh, like, I mean, we're cool, but you just saw this pop up, this email, this client, this
any other
alert.
Thought, yeah.
So it is tough, but I think it's a really good, like you're saying, it's a really good thing to be okay not knowing something immediately and just trudging through that. And if you don't get to the answer, you don't get to the answer.
Right.
But being stupider by not knowing an answer and just letting yourself get through that naturally is so much better than just washing out your ability to critically think or remember because you have instant access to the entire world, which doesn't do jack shit for you.
Right. Yeah. It's going to drive way more of that deep learning state, that grit and grind with the, annoyance of not knowing the solution to something or not being able to solve it right away. So if you're running into that, it's a good sign.
It is a good sign. And also too, like, we want to know what your frictions are or your workarounds to make things uncomfortable for your brain to bring back the critical thinking or good intuition and reflex in your own thoughts. So please let us know, drop us a comment, a suggestion, DM us, whatever. We always love a little bit of engagement on the episodes.
And banter, yes, please.
So yeah, tell us what we're doing wrong, what we got right, what we do wrong. We love that.
Yeah, send it our way. We're here for it and for you. Until next time.
Until next time, shout out PTU as well. So big thanks.
That's right. Represent.
Next time on the Long and Thick, baby.
Bye.